Hello.
Hi.
Coming at you live from our studio, which is our guest room.
Live from New York. It's
Dogs are barking.
Monday evening, and we have...
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, yeah.
The whole reason.
Last episode, our friends here from Savannah, Georgia mentioned their ancestral milkshake. And we're going to drink one.
The ancestral shamrock shake from McDonald's, because March 17th is a national holiday in Savannah, Georgia.
Anyway, we have put our whole gramusy into preparing for this.
Shamrockasy?
Shamrockasy.
As I lead you into this tasting of our ancestral milkshake, I want us all to evaluate the color. We have it in a glass, a little glass. Everybody has about 2 fingers of shamrock shake.
Boy, howdy, is it green.
All right. Swirl it and look at the legs of the shamrock shake.
It is, I don't know what the words are to describe legs, but it has strong legs. It is really coated the side.
It's just milk. Smell it. It smells like mint.
Toothpaste.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about this.
It is much greener than I remember.
How are the legs?
Milky.
The thing about it is I think it tastes kind of like lime sherbet.
No.
Maybe
it
that's
doesn't.
just because of me looking at it. Do you taste it? Kevin tastes it.
I taste pure mint.
I think they cut it with lime sherbet. Or they're putting it in the same side of the machine or something.
I just don't think there's anything lime at McDonald's, though.
I don't taste lime.
That's a good point.
I taste mint, but mint sherbet.
Well, it's also cut with a lot of whipped cream, too.
That's true.
Mine is not. I don't like whipped cream, so mine is unadulterated except for the lime sherbet that I know is in it.
I just taste minty. It tastes exactly like I remember it.
It's like both cloying and weirdly refreshing.
Tastes like Mylanta.
Yep.
Oh, I don't think
Scope.
Yep.
I like mint, but it also does taste like...
I got
You have a little
a
milk
shamrock
mustache.
shake. Shamrock stash.
Ugh.
I would like to try the version with Oreo crumbles in it.
Oh,
They
that
had an
sounds good.
Oreo shamrock shake McFlurry that I was telling Haley I had a real crisis of conscience when I was checking out. So I was like, do I get the one that sounds good or am I a purist? I went with purist.
Yeah, you have to.
I like this.
Yeah.
All of my teeth are sweet, and I can't deal with that. It
For
is
a
really
while. I
sweet.
like it for a while. That last sip was maybe too much.
It's really, really sweet.
Yeah. The last time I probably had one was 1998. So I'm good for another 27 years.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. If you're out there listening and you're not wearing green right now, I am pinching you.
Oh, I'm not wearing green. Do you want to give me a pinch? Little one.
I'm not wearing green either, to be honest.
Pinch.
Pinch, pinch.
Haley's got a little green outline on her
Oh, there we
shirt.
go.
I got nothing.
Kevin.
Not a 1.
Do you own any green, Kevin? Only for costumes, he says. I'll pour this over your head.
Kevin's wardrobe is, I like to joke, black and white and red all over. It's black jeans and band t-shirts that are primarily
That you
black,
can then
sometimes
read.
with white and red.
You can read his band
I
cards.
can read them.
Red all over.
Sometimes,
Mhm.
sometimes not when it's a metal font.
That's right. Yeah. The Mayhem shirt, for years, I did not know that it said Mayhem.
Today's is legible.
One day you're going to have a Lady Gaga Mayhem shirt, and it's going to be awesome.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a choke chain shirt, even though I've seen you wear it 7,000 times. So maybe
It's like shirt blindness.
yeah. Band shirt blindness. So now that we've had our delicious milkshakes, as promised,
Very
because
green.
we told our listeners that we were going to try them, and now we've kept that promise.
Better or worse than the spicy Coke?
Oh, way worse for me. I do not want to drink that again. 2 fingers was plenty. Ew, take that out. That sounds gross. Bleep. Why
That
did
one,
I
you don't
say
get
that?
to hear that unless you pay.
I said it earlier. 2 fingers of...
Yeah, you said it was about 2 fingers.
you
but it
don't
was
say
funny.
2 fingers is
But then
enough.
when I said 2 fingers is enough, that was oof. I made a mistake.
Sometimes
that
it happens.
wasn't a great job, but yeah, that's subscriber content only. So we went on a fun trip to New York, and why did we go? And who found out about it? I don't remember.
I got an Instagram ad for the Moby-Dick opera at the Met.
That algorithm, though.
And then I shared it, and then Laura's like, we got to do it.
I said that?
No, that was me.
Oh, it was you? I was like,
Yeah. We
then
had to
we did it.
convince Lori to go.
That's true.
Only a little. I just don't. I don't like to pick up and go.
Yeah,
and
it
I don't
was a
like
quick
to spend money.
decision. It was a
This is
plane trip. Yeah, you had legit reasons to not want to go, and we probably should have thought more about it.
No, I'm glad that we went. I always get travel anxiety, and then by the time I get to the airport, I'm good. But in the run up to it, I'm like, oh my God, what if this is the worst decision I've ever made? And also on the heels of 9 million plane crashes. That didn't help.
No, it's not been good plane news lately.
Bringing you this live from the best country in the world.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Anyway, so we all went up there.
Including two people, two friends that I met in law school that also have gone to the Moby-Dick Marathon and fans of the pod.
And fans of Moby-Dick.
Yeah.
I also met them in law school.
That's true.
I didn't meet them in law school.
No, you met them after law school in book club.
That's right.
But you guys went to the Moby-Dick Marathon together before I ever went.
That's true.
So they are OG
2018?
Moby-Dick friends. I'm the new Moby-Dick friend here.
That's right. The interloper.
Okay. Anyway. So we recorded some fun audio on our trip. And so we are going to share it with you, the listener, and add our commentary to try to make it make some kind of sense.
Great.
So we're giving you this in lieu of Stand on Zanzibar, which it turns out is very, very long. Not like permanently in lieu of. We're just going to push it out a month because it is very, very long.
It's very, very long. It's not bad.
No.
But it is it's a hefty item to digest.
It is a doorstopper, even in ebook form.
I mean, I don't even know if it's longer than Citeen, but it's just a harder read.
Oh, God.
He's doing something very experimental.
I do not agree that it's a harder read than Citeen.
Oh, okay.
Citeen is the worst thing that ever happened to me. Actually, Wind Up Girl is, I don't know.
I don't mean harder read like it's, I just mean it's harder to skim. I don't know what I'm saying. Ignore me.
Do you know what's going on at all times?
Yes, for the most part.
That's good.
I hated reading Citeen more than I hated reading. I still don't know. Every time I'm about to say Wind Up Girl, I'm like, maybe that's not true.
Joe Walton, cover your ears. She loves that book.
I just love her. I feel like I don't want to hurt her feelings. I love her. I don't love Citeen. Okay, do we want to talk about our trip? Anyway, we're going to talk about a fun trip.
Yes. This is more of a sit on Zanzibar than a stand on Zanzibar.
Rest on our heels on Zanzibar.
Yes. New York, New York.
Okay, let's do it.
New York.
I want to say something about Starbuck. Okay. I am just watching this whole thing unfold like an allegory for Trump and Democrats. Starbuck, he could do something to stop what's happening and keep it from getting worse, but he's like, should I? And he's like, no.
Here's my ping pong paddle.
I don't think I will.
We pause it for a sec. So, what's happening here?
Intermission.
So we're at intermission. The first half of the Moby Dick opera ends with a scene with Starbuck, one of the mates on the ship, trying to decide whether or not to shoot Captain Ahab as he is sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
And he has this very torturous song about whether or not he should do it. And that's what we were commenting.
I was somewhat moved by the song. I thought the song was very good, but I was like, I just kept thinking about Democrats being like, someone must do something. And I saw the repost on Blue Sky, and one of them was like, do you know a senator?
Do you know the minority leader? Do you know him?
Yeah, it's like, Starbuck, you're the guy. He's asleep. He's going to murder all of you.
But he's got these morals. He's a Quaker. He can't just shoot people.
I didn't know he was a Quaker.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very devout Quaker. That's why he's wrestling so hard with it, because it goes against everything he stands for.
And it's mutiny, too.
Yeah. And you don't know you don't know for sure that he's going to do anything to actually, he might change his mind. You don't know if you're preventing anything.
Yeah, it's mutiny, but if you were on the Pequod, wouldn't you be like, I didn't see nothing?
Yeah.
One day, Ahab was there, and then I guess he just fell over. He slipped out of his little knothole on the deck, and he fell.
He ran into my spear.
I don't know.
He ran into my spear 10 times.
It's not, everybody on the boat wasn't having the same problems with him that Starbuck was having, though.
I think it's because he was so close. I think if you're just like an able seaman, you're just like, I just got to raise these sails and stand watch. But
I feel like weren't they like, can't we go get some actual like lucrative
Yes, they
whale
definitely
oil?
wanted to go get the whales.
Yeah, because
they weren't feeling like he was going to kill them all like Starbuck was. Like Starbuck actually saw danger in what he was doing. I'm not sure everybody else saw it.
But I could see, because like you spend 3 years at sea, go back, and you get your like 1/700th lay of
yeah, right.
the profits.
Your 55 cents.
And if there's no profit, you spent 3 years at sea just eating hardtack for nothing.
So yeah, they definitely wanted the whales. You're right.
Yeah.
No one loved Ahab. I don't think anyone would miss him.
I wonder how long before Moby Dick's setting is when he got his leg off. Was it 2 years? Was it 20 years? How long has he been
was
crazy?
still recovering when they went right before they went on the boat. So
Really?
Oh,
it's
really?
been that long.
Oh, I don't know.
He just ate that leg.
He was because when the book starts, he's still at home and like recovering because nobody's seen him in like a couple
really?
months. I don't know if it's even. It has to have been at least a year because you have to wait to go back out. But I don't think it's been that long.
Should we resume?
Yeah.
Has Trump ruined Moby-Dick for me? Maybe. Also, this is Moby-Dick, no homo.
Yeah, true. Except for, I do actually think they're sneaking it in a little bit, like when you least expect it, because I honestly think that was a little bit of a gay family there with Pip.
Oh, I thought they were giving Jesus, Mary, and
I thought
Joseph.
they were giving Pietà or whatever, and I also think that every time Greenhorn, a.k.a. Ishmael, sings about Queequeg,
You're a prophet.
like he's singing a love
Is
song.
that who Greenhorn is?
Yes, Ishmael.
I don't know why they didn't make it.
Why is he singing love songs?
That's not the book.
I had been watching an hour and a half at that point in time, but we were so far away, and it all just looked like mostly white men with brown hair, and their faces are nothing. They're all in the same like outfits from the Shire. I don't know what I'm looking at from that far away.
They're singing in English, but it's also Italian.
Anyway,
I don't know why they didn't make him Ishmael.
And he's singing love songs.
Every time he sings Ishmael's not his real name.
No, as you may call
That's
me
what you're supposed to
Ishmael.
call him.
Oh, I know. I like their...
My real name's not Lori. Guess what?
I'm getting a beef with this. A, I'm not sure I understand how to take in an opera. B, it needs some levity. There's levity in the
I
book.
totally agree. They have
Operas don't usually.
They have washed 95% of the humor out of this book, and I think that this is what people think Moby Dick is.
Yeah, that's true.
hot
I'm
takes.
gonna withhold judgment until the end.
Pause.
I did enjoy.
Can you put in here where Ron Swanson says, "It's just about a guy who's mad at a fish"?
Metaphors? I hate metaphors. That's why my favorite book is Moby-Dick. No frou-frou symbolism, just a good simple tale about a man who hates an animal.
The end.
I did enjoy the last movement or whatever. Even though I'm mad at Starbuck because he's a Democrat, I actually really enjoyed that. I thought it was really good.
I want a screensaver of the tripods. That was the coolest part.
Oh, the tripods.
Remember when they lowered that thingy
That was
and you
cool.
saw the tripods? That was really,
And
really
the
cool.
manager's
I
working.
also really
I was just gonna say that the set design was really, really cool. So
That's the best part.
I think the best part of the opera was they had it looked like the inside of a ship, basically. Like they had a curved back wooden wall, and so they were running around and they had all this rigging up. So it looked like they were either up in the rigging or in the ship. And then they had this one part where they caught a whale, and they were rendering the whale, and they opened up on this fiery deck, and the tripods, like the cauldrons were up.
The wall
Flaming
opened up
around, and
to
there was this,
reveal
like,
this
yeah,
big whale carcass dangling.
Then there was
and
a big
these, like,
whale carcass
forges and
dangling.
stuff. But it was what I liked about it was how simple it was
Yeah.
and how much they did with it, because the curved wall was just like had several vertical rows of rungs, and they would climb up them. They would project like a boat if they were supposed to be sitting in a row in a boat. They would make it look like they were climbing up in the crow's nest. They just did so much with something that when you just looked at it, you were like, oh, there's just like a ladder on a wall.
Yeah, y'all should definitely look up pictures of the set.
It was
You
cool.
can find, like, if you Google this opera, you'll basically see what they did. It was really, really neat.
I think we're about to say that during the intermission.
Cool.
You get to hear it twice.
when they lowered that thingy
That was
and you
cool.
saw the tripods. That was really
The
cool.
manager's
And I
working.
also really like the way they did the whale boats.
That was cool.
Wait, when you say tripods?
Tripods is when they boil the food.
when they boil the-
yeah. Or the whale stuff.
Oh, like
Boil
the
food.
works where they're. Oh, yeah. That looked really cool.
And they're just
the
doing
whale
it in the
boats looked
background.
really cool.
Like, I want an ASMR video of that. Because the guys kept going, and like they would take chunks of it. Was clearly just like blocks of foam, but they were just like tending it for 20 minutes. It was great.
It looked really cool.
Yeah.
But when they were in the boats and then they all came out of the boats, I was like, this is giving Peter Pan and like Lost Boys. And then Pip comes floating along, dangling from the ceiling, and I was like, oh my god, this is Peter Pan.
Trying to do pink, man.
Yeah, like it had some pathos, but it also read a little funny.
Yeah, it was a little funny, but I think by accident.
Yeah, by accident for sure.
But
by
I was
accident.
relieved that something was a little funny.
I like them falling down the wall because I mean I guess that was supposed to be them in the
also,
water.
yeah, I have to say, I think that their physical acting is incredible because there are all these rungs so the stage is like basically a big
flinging
curved
themselves
wall,
around back
and they're
there.
flinging themselves down, sliding down these walls, and not crashing into the
For
rungs,
nothing
and
and not
it is
consistent.
It's
incredible.
like being at a cyclodrome or whatever, and they go biking around.
You know, none of them are using microphones, and they're singing over the orchestra.
So
Yes.
this is
That's
part of
awesome.
the reason I'm having a hard time, I think, is because I'm not used to
Opera's hard and weird.
this kind of thing where you can hear the music really well, and they have to just project.
Yeah.
And sometimes they succeed and sometimes they don't.
I am staggered by their ability to do that.
It's amazing. Yeah. It's incredible.
Well, one thing that I will say is Ahab would have his whale.
He would have his and he would have his charts.
He hasn't put his leg in a hole in the deck.
Oh, I have been so disappointed. This is one of my
There's 3 holes in the front.
This is one of my main missed opportunities is that he didn't notch his leg in a hole.
I know. Will anybody get
stay on
that?
a deck without a hole?
So,
What's it like to listen to us laughing at us laughing? Yo, dog, I heard you like yourself laughing.
one of the very first reviews we got of our podcast was my dad saying that we giggled too much.
This is giggle squared.
So, I mean, again, we're nothing if not consistent.
Giggleception.
So the hole on the deck comment was because in the book, there's a hole in the deck for Ahab's little wooden leg, but they didn't have that.
And it helps. So the hole exists because he has like a little landing spot, so it doesn't the leg doesn't go slippy slidey.
He doesn't
He
He
puts
wobble
his
all
peg
over.
leg in it,
He
and
can
then
plant.
he can pivot.
Yeah.
He's got a pivot point.
Pivot. And his leg was a cool prosthesis that looked like Betty Boop's leg.
It did.
It was curvaceous.
Yeah.
It was.
I assume that that's so it's highly visible from far away.
Yeah.
That it was so big looking, but it was it was a thick thigh.
Let me tell you about the fight that almost happened. At
I
the
will
opera.
let you. I will
All
let
right.
you.
So I was the closest to it. Or no.
That is
maybe
going to
Amy was
be in
closest.
here.
Yeah.
So you get to hear it twice.
Oh, you
listener.
recorded it?
No. I recorded us talking
Oh,
about
well,
it.
then let's just wait.
Because we had this whole conversation during intermission.
We will spend the entire rest of this saying what we're about to say and then saying it again.
Maybe we should have ran through it once. Also, his prosthesis is fascinating.
It's so good.
Yeah. It's
It's
big.
very steampunk.
Yeah, it is.
Because you can
Made out of a
see it from
whalebone.
far away, I guess.
All right. I'm going
Okay,
to
we all gotta go pee. Bye.
Oh, God.
It's like we just did this.
Well, you know something? We're very consistent. I think I said that earlier, too.
You said it here. You said it in that. No, I said it again.
You want to listen to it twice? Once with lo-fi, one high-fi.
Clip 2.
What's this one?
You can say.
The whole first part of the book was skipped.
My favorite part.
And I'm just saying, I don't know how to have a Moby Dick if we don't get Chowder first.
We don't get Chowder, we don't get the counterpane, we don't get Father Mapple's sermon.
We don't get Father Mapple's sermon.
Not
This
a
is when
bowl
we
of
were
chowder.
getting in the elevator.
Yes. I think I heard an elevator. Oh, yeah, we don't want to go up. So for the listener, the bathroom situation here, not luxury.
That's true. It was just like white.
You know? One fish. Just at least.
My stall had an ashtray in it.
I think you're going to tell me that.
We should talk about the trouser roll. There's one woman singing, the soprano playing the little boy, the cabin boy Pep.
Okay, I just wanted to Google it just to see, and I guess the original name was a breeches roll.
Ooh, britches.
A breeches roll is one in which an actress appears in male clothing, but I guess nobody knows what breeches means now, so they call it a trouser roll. I guess that's my...
One of the reviews I read called it a pants roll.
Pants roll.
Which
Yes!
is not as fun.
I
In
wonder-
Britain, and that would not
Pants
play
is
the same.
fun because in Britain, yeah.
It would not play the same.
I like that it's the word for a leg covering has changed throughout the years. Breeches to trousers to pants. I wonder if it'll be like a basketball shorts roll.
Yoga pants. Yoga pants roll.
A jogger roll. Speaking of... Oh, go ahead.
People also ask, what is the opposite of a trouser roll? There is also a term called a skirt roll. This is the opposite of a trouser roll. It is a man acting the part of a woman.
Okay.
While I was in the bathroom, there was a very long line, and a woman was washing her face and staring in the mirror at
Her
me.
face.
Or no, washing her hands.
Oh.
Sorry. So she was washing her hands and looking in the mirror, and I was behind her, so she was looking at me, and she kept looking at my whale tattoo, which is Moby-Dick. And she kept looking, and eye contact, this is like a 6-year-old woman. And then finally she goes, I like your shirt. And then I said, because I was dressed like a hobo, I was like, yeah, I didn't make it fancy for the opera, because I was wearing like a t-shirt and black jeans. But that was a weird interaction.
Well, I wonder why she felt like she couldn't reference your tattoo.
I don't know, or maybe she
Too
was looking at my
personal.
shirt, because I was wearing a very boring black shirt, but she just kept looking at
Maybe
the
she
whale.
liked it.
I don't know.
When you said skirt roll, the thing that popped into my head was Bob's Burgers, because every girl, except for the youngest daughter, every girl in that show is voiced by men.
Oh, that's
Oh.
right.
I've never seen that.
Oh, it's
good.
great.
It is
It looks cute.
It's great.
Is that what trouser roll means?
Trouser roll.
It's a girl wearing trousers.
We can wear those for now.
But 1850.
Back in the day.
All right.
I'm just saying, they're missing all the levity.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
I think operas aren't fun usually.
No levity, too much Leviathan.
So far, no Leviathan.
Yeah, that's true.
We never really did get Leviathan, did we?
Not one whale. Do you know which one's the
Your
one?
little arm is.
No levity, no Leviathan.
What was your little arm
Where's
doing?
the chowder?
Who can say?
I would have my whale. You would have your chowder.
What's that?
You would have your chowder.
Oh, we should have chowder right now.
This was in the elevator.
They should be serving us chowder right now.
And a counterpane.
behind me.
Is this us?
I was trying to
We
hold
go
my
down the
phone
stairs
down,
though.
like I wasn't recording because I was embarrassed. To be
Anything else you
recording.
want to add for now?
I mean, I understand that Moby-Dick has some serious undertones, but this is just so dour.
It
could
feels
not
very
let it go.
much like what if you hadn't read Moby-Dick and no one had told you that it was actually quite funny. This is what you think that it is.
In this essay, I will.
There you go. like when Kevin first read Moby-Dick and he kept chuckling, and I was like, Moby-Dick is funny?
What are you laughing at?
And he was like, it is absolutely funny. And I was like, oh, no kidding. And I didn't know that.
say.
And then once I read it / listened to it, I was like, oh.
What do I have to pay to get just one opera man to opera the word sperm?
There hasn't been any sperm. None of the fun stuff. Why do you think they haven't said Ishmael once? I mean, I know who Ishmael is, but I
That's
didn't.
not his name.
When they kept saying greenhorn, but that's what
And
it
nobody,
goes
but nobody in the
by.
book calls him
Oh,
that.
is that right?
He doesn't have a name in the book, really.
He doesn't feature very much in this for our.
Well, he doesn't.
I mean, I guess we
he
don't
doesn't feature that much in the
but
book
I guess we
either.
don't need him as a narrator because we're just watching him.
He's the eyeballs. So,
But
I have read
he's
this
funny, sardonic eyeballs.
I know.
I mean, so am I. This is an opera
Did you say you have
podcast.
funny sardonic
It's
eyeballs?
now an opera podcast. This is the only opera I've ever seen, but it's now an opera podcast.
Amy, thank you for the whale jewels.
Oh, you're welcome.
Amy gave us little whale pins, and she got femme ones for the femme of us, and she got skeleton ones for the
Non-binary
non-femme of us.
Gender neutral
That's what you meant when you said that. I was like,
I'm going to say what I said before. In our group chat, Amy was like, I got jewels. And then she was like, and non-binary jewels. And I was like, what? I just thought it was like an autocorrect or something. And then I think what she meant to say was gender neutral.
Probably.
Because that's like not quite what non-binary
My
means.
whale answers to they, them.
Okay.
No, yes, I didn't mean gender neutral.
okay. I thought it was like an autocorrect or something.
No, I meant it.
Kevin and Haley got cool skeleton pins, whale skeleton
Lori's
pins.
wearing her whale pants, but not her whale vest.
Oh, I don't have a whale vest. I only have half of
I have
one.
my whale purse.
Who made your whale purse?
My friend Lori.
Yay, she sounds nice.
She is nice. Well, she has her moments.
My moments where I'm nice or my moments where I'm not nice? Hopefully the second
Their
one.
moments.
Hopefully those are
never
moments.
Had a moment
Must be
today.
mostly nice.
Some of these
You're-
ladies
you went
have-
to another state with me.
Some of these ladies have champagne in the bathroom line, and I wish I had champagne in the bathroom line.
Well, I think we're going to be in this bathroom line for 7 hours, so if you want to go get a champagne, I'll
I
hold
don't
your
know. It's
spot.
moving right along. I'm cautiously optimistic.
Can we figure out how long this intermission is?
Hopefully long enough for me to pee.
30 minutes.
Not 5. Like
On the whole, digging it, I think.
But they didn't tell
I
us.
don't mind
No,
it.
they didn't.
I don't know if I was recording when I said I fell asleep 75 times the first 20 minutes.
It started really slowly.
It was so dark. It was just like at the beginning of Nosferatu, where I was like, even if I liked this, I can't stay awake in a dark room that's 80 degrees. It's very warm.
It was
in
very
here.
lulling.
Very
First part.
warm. And it's cold outside, so we're dressed warmly.
I guess I wonder how many operas have tomfoolery and whatnot.
What did I think about that?
Opera
There's
sing?
time for everything.
I think you wanted it to be
And
funnier.
There are comedic
If
operas
you're
stuck
to
on.
be
Oh, that's
faithful to
true.
the source
Yeah.
material, then I say you need to do it.
There's
You
tomfoolery.
need some chowder.
I need you to hold hands in the ambergris.
I need you to cuddle under the counterpane.
I need some scuttlebutt.
and be like, as a wife,
Took all the gay out of the sodomy book.
I know. I was like, there's no sodomy.
Melville
in this
literally
song.
called it a sodomy book.
Did he? I thought that was just in Haley's
someone-
funny.
no,
that
someone-
was in
no,
Haley's
someone-
funny Goodreads review, Amy.
Melville didn't
I'm gonna
say that.
table this conversation. Because,
That was when Haley.
I don't think Melville said it. I think that.
Haley's Goodreads review
right,
had
I'm
a
gonna check.
little,
I'm gonna check.
a little pretend
I'm gonna check
skit
later. I'm gonna check later.
where Melville was telling Hawthorne, he was like, Nathaniel, I'm writing my sodomy book. That's from Goodreads.
I'm gonna check later.
By the way, Haley's not
checking
here. She
now.
went to the gift shop.
I was running to the gift shop
Also
to get
going to the gift
a
shop
mug.
this morning. I love a
If
gift
you
shop.
have
I love a gift
time.
shop. I'll skip that second act to go. to
I
the
bet
gift
there's
shop.
more whale jewels in the gift shop. Do you know that
There
it's
was.
closed after? You can only go during intermission.
Oh, I guess I'm going now.
Thanks for hitting.
Oh, I'm just slammed into the wall.
I'm not even really sure that I have to pee, but it's like a road trip pee.
feel like
don't-
I should have to
Yeah, you just
You never know when you're gonna get another
you
chance.
just gotta get it out of the way because if you leave during the show, you can't come back.
This is good.
Do you hear that guy yelling at the guy about the phone?
Oh my god, that was so exciting.
I was into it.
Me too. I was 100% ready for a fight. So what happened was somebody had his phone on. I don't know why, and somebody behind the
looking at
person was
Instagram.
like, "Really?" Was like, and I looked over. I was like,
That's exactly what I said.
He did. He kept turning it on, and the person was like, "I'm going to get the usher," and then he turned it off.
I want to channel that kind of energy.
Oh my god.
Like at the movies,
I
at
was
the
like,
motion pictures.
if there is a fist fight in which no one is actually injured at this opera, this will be the best experience of my life.
I did just look it up.
Okay.
Melville never publicly declared his sexual orientation or that Moby Dick was gay.
No, it wasn't in public. It was in a little bar, him and Nathaniel Hawthorne in that little play that someone wrote on the Goodreads.
And now there's the squeeze of the hand chapter.
Yeah, it was definitely when we did the Moby Dick episode, Haley had a review that was like a
I just said that.
I know. I'm just explaining it to the people. Did you explain the whole thing? I don't want to repeat it.
While
Okay,
you were
okay.
Googling, and Amy, you were the person I was talking to when I explained it.
This is like the two Muppet Men listening to the Muppet Men at the opera.
Waldorf and what's his name? Statler and Waldorf.
Kevin has stuck a guitar pick to his forehead.
It's that kind of night. It's that kind of night.
What was in your shamrock shake, Kevin?
I just want to know if other people were like, I miss the counterpane.
It's the cutest
If
part.
they didn't, they don't like Moby Dick.
Exactly.
I was so jealous of you because you were right there. You were right next to them. Those were your neighbors.
I wanted to turn around and look that man in the face and
I
be
don't-
like, yes.
I don't want anyone to get hurt. Semicolon. I want to see a fight at the opera. Okay. Bathroom time.
Okay, it was a young girl, not young, she was in her 20s probably, and she was very clearly just like scrolling, and then he's like, shh, and then she's like, 2 minutes later, she's like, and then he's like, God damn it, and I loved it, and I was like, yeah, fucking get the usher.
He was like, turn it off, or I'm gonna get the usher.
Yeah, and I don't,
Awesome.
I probably imagine this, but I think he said something like this, it's expensive or something, like
Maybe.
Yeah, but he was, and I'm here for, like, you don't spend $150 on seats to come
Yeah.
scroll at the opera.
We were in the like medium cheap seats and they were $150.
Yeah.
I was like, I am watching this thing and I think it's kind of boring and I'm watching every dollar of it.
Yeah.
It had the same vibes like when your teacher yells at somebody in the class and you know they were being bad, so you're glad they're getting yelled at, but also there's a lot of secondhand embarrassment. like you don't want to look right at him in case he gets mad at you too.
I did. I was like, if somebody starts throwing hands, I want to see it.
I like that she finally listened. She's like,
Yeah, after the threat to get the usher,
yeah, that was
she
good.
straightened up. No one wants to have to explain themselves to an usher.
No.
Not a volunteer person wearing a blazer. No.
Ushers are no nonsense. No nonsense.
Everything. 3 ladies in the bathroom said that they liked my pants, and one of them was a hot lady. And I was like, Amy, that hot lady said she liked my pants, and Amy was like, I don't know.
They're saying
Not
a
about
little
the pants.
Maybe we go that way. Oh. First watch. Anyway, Amy won't let me have anything.
I'm just saying that if she's going to be complimenting things on people on their clothes, that her clothes should be better.
Oh, that is such a rude thing to say. She can't say something nice to me because you don't like her dress.
Just say right. Just say right.
Yes.
Maybe that should come
Amy,
out.
there's a whale.
No, that's really funny.
Amy, why are you hating on other women? Amy, all right, let's unpack this, Amy. Why were you
I wasn't hating on her. I was hating on her clothes.
You're like, oh, if you're not wearing a nice outfit, then you have no business complimenting anyone. When in fact, the reverse is true. Like, if you're wearing an ugly outfit, then you can't get away with saying someone else's outfit is
I
ugly.
am not a fashion plate, and there I was judging her clothes. So this is a vicious circle.
It's like the riddle of the 2 hairdressers in the town and one has a bad hair. you want to go to the one with the bad hair because the good one cuts his hair. Yeah. Y'all were so serious.
It's the same as when you're me, a slob, sitting on my couch with Cheetos, judging like the Olympics.
Run harder.
Like she was beautiful.
I could have leapt higher than that.
And then there
was out of season.
There was the lady wearing the white. So I wish in retrospect that we'd all worn all white to be Moby-Dick.
The woman in cosplay.
There was cosplay there, and it said like
Fuck them boats.
Fuck them boats. So
we're gonna put that picture somewhere.
Yeah,
because it was great.
Yeah, that was good.
It was
Whitney
on
saw
her
that.
purse. Fuck them boats.
Yeah,
so good.
Amy, there's a whale, a Christmas ornament, but it's a fucking bandwagon whale. It's not even a sperm whale.
We were in the Met gift shop.
We should tell them what a bandwagon whale is.
It's too gay.
Oh, we got to back up and clean that up. That's got to be heard.
Whale. Why is there so much sperm erasure is what I'm saying. It's too gay.
Bandwagon whale is a blue whale.
Humpback
whale.
Or a humpback.
Any whale but a sperm whale, honestly.
Yeah, like
every time you see anything with whales, it's always fucking blue whale or humpback whale, and it's like there's other whales, you know?
Orca sometimes.
Yeah. Have the fortitude to like a sperm whale.
It's because no one wants to talk about sperm. For example, the sperm erasure.
I do say that this is Moby-Dick and not a sperm whale.
Well, it's a particular sperm
Does he have
whale.
a scarred
That's fine.
forehead visage or anything?
I mean, he's not white. But this is from...
You're white, though, and you can see you through the
You can see
He's a little pink.
You can see the freckles, too.
He's not white, he's Caucasian.
He's a Caucasian whale. Mike Dick. Mike Dickinson. There we go. That's the one.
Amy, what did you think of the gift shop?
There needs to be more dick.
This is what it's like to do a podcast with us.
If you don't like this episode, don't write it.
I was busy buying a mug and an opera duck because my mom collects ducks for her Jeep. And then I was running up the stairs to the bathroom where I waited in line for 25 minutes. So,
I feel like this whole episode is just for the hardcore fans out there.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean? Like if you know, you know.
It also helps if you know a little bit about Moby-Dick.
Nah.
Oh, I recorded I just figured we could pick the best 10 seconds.
Just put that at the end of every one of our episodes.
That is pretty priceless. That is pure Metropolitan Opera at Lincoln Center applause.
And it gets better, like when Ahab comes out, when the story hip comes out. You said trousers! Bridges!
You were like, we could pick the best applause.
Well, it got more enthusiastic.
Who got the best one? Quick.
If this doesn't convince people to read Moby-Dick, I don't know what will.
Go read it so you have
Certainly
some context for how boring the opera
50 years of marketing do it.
Okay, Amy, go.
Okay, so at the end of the opera, Ishmael, our friend Ishmael, is on the coffin, and he gets rescued by the Rachel, and they're like, "Who are you?" And he says, "Call me Ishmael." And then he gets pulled up, and I was like, I never thought about it, but the beginning of the book might be the end of the Pequod thing. Like he says that, like he gets picked up and says, "Call me Ishmael," and then tells him the story.
Time is a flat circle.
Oh, that's true. Isn't that good? Like, I literally didn't have that thought because that's what they just did in the opera.
I don't know if I had any thoughts there either.
But you realized it.
Well, and they call him Greenhorn throughout the opera. So
I thought they were just like, oh, we never said it, so now we're going to say it.
They never call him anything in the book. So
I think it's very insightful.
Batman.
I think that the opera was very insightful, and you were smart to pick it
We're
up.
all smarter now because we saw an opera.
I think you're right. Elizabeth at a moment and was like, this sounds kind of like Christopher Nolan Batman music vibes.
Yeah.
That's Whitney.
I thought it sounded like The Godfather one
No,
time.
it could have been a Michael Bay opera and everything blew up.
Yes, I leaned over to Kevin and I go, it's The Godfather.
Like something from something else.
Say that again.
So a lot of the music sounded like something from something else.
Well,
Those sets.
It's probably hard to
We're
write
going to
new
need a
opera.
bigger boat, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
The sets made that.
Oh,
the sets were really good.
Guys, I think we like the sets.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to go play on it. Like,
Yeah.
it
It
was
really been
amazing.
amazing how my airplane mode was in.
I really
It's like
like
we're fading to
struck me
black.
when they were doing like they started the second act and Queequeg and Ishmael are like in the rigging, like singing about being friends and they're gonna travel together and stuff. And they had everyone else just like hanging there in the background of the rigging, and it finally looked like corpses at that moment. And I was like, they're doing a lot of foreshadowing here.
I thought that part was very romantic when he was like, "Take me back to your island, and I want to learn everything." And then Queequeg friend zoned him. Queequeg was like, "I'll tell everyone you're my friend," and his mom and dad will be like, "Oh, this is Queequeg's friend."
And he's like, oh no, I'm sick. We can't do it.
It's like when you agree to a plan and then you're like, why did I agree to that plan? And then you try to get out of the plan.
I haven't read it for a while, but I feel like the point of the book is more like the destructive madness of Ahab. And I felt that whole last story where they're like, we're all together, we're going to go kill your whale. It's like, that's kind of not the point of the story. It's like, did they just read the Cliff Notes?
Yes.
More later.
There was no more later.
This is the more.
Oh, this is it. Okay.
And the later.
But there's the boat tour, there's dogs, there's the bookstore.
We had a whole thing.
Yeah. It is hard to write a new opera. I couldn't sing one song from that, like, melody-wise from the opera.
Oh, yeah, there were no tunes.
No tune.
And maybe I said this, I don't know. It reminded me of the scene in Elf where he goes, I'm here and I'm singing. It's just like sing-talking.
Yeah.
There's not one banger.
There's no abracadabra.
Wait, so was the opera Star Wars or Lord of the Rings?
Oh, they were really dressed like hobbits.
They were hobbity.
Yeah.
But Ahab's kind of a Darth. He's Darth Ahab.
Mm.
At least in the opera he was. I'm going to go with Lord of the Rings too, though. I don't know.
They eat hardtack, which is like lembas.
Yeah.
Although they don't eat hardtack in front of us.
Although the tripods kind of look like Cloud City at sunset.
Fair.
Fair.
What did we say when we read Moby-Dick? What did we think it was? I feel sure we found a way to make it Star Wars.
Yeah.
And by we, I mean Haley.
I probably tried to make it Lord of the Rings just to get at her.
And I voted present.
I think I've stopped doing that, and now I just go for truth.
Aw.
Look, you've learned, you've grown.
Sometimes.
There's a character arc here somewhere. Wait, did you like it?
Oh, the opera?
Yeah.
Unclear.
I'm glad I went, but like, not really. But I'm glad we went. I had fun.
Yeah, I've been reading about operas, and I thought that if I Wikipedia'd more, I would get to the answer of why it's good. And I don't know enough about singing because opera is a special type of singing, and it gets real scientific real quick. So I was just like, yes, they did that.
The funny thing was, like, as soon as it was intermission, all of us were like, you know what? I think I don't just know enough to appreciate it. Like, I'm sure this is good, and I just don't know enough to know why it's good.
I think it's like type 2 fun. Like, maybe it's not fun while you're doing it, but then in retrospect, it's a good memory.
That actually
Type 2
goes
fun.
to one of my 5 things later.
Oh, great.
We'll talk about it.
I read anything about the vowels being really important when you're singing opera.
Yeah, and that's why the English is so bad, because our vowels are weird.
I said that to you guys.
I don't think I comprehended what you were saying, but now I comprehend it.
Because our vowels are like very, your mouth is kind of closed, but in a Romance language, your mouth is more open. Your palate is.
Make it worse.
Listen to us. We're scholars.
Mouth and everything just kind of ends up wrong.
Well, starting with the red.
Oh, I'm so sorry about this wind.
My favorite fact about the Brooklyn Bridge, as I stand here looking at the Brooklyn Bridge, is that this is where they discovered the bins.
We walked from
because
the
they
Met
were
to the
building-
Brooklyn Bridge that fast.
This is the next day.
Yeah, it was the next day.
We walked.
And it was really windy. And it sounds awful. I hate listening to wind. I feel sorry about it.
We've got to get one of those puffer mics for travel next time.
Oh, is that what those furry ones are?
One of the really tiny ones and just goes right up to
Oh, like you put it onto your cat's mouth and it meows. Yeah.
Oh, cute.
They used caissons to build the parts that go under the water. They were really deep, and then people would come up and down all day, and they didn't understand why people were like getting really sick and dying. And the guy who designed it actually pretty much died from the bends.
Oh my God.
And so
Pressure differential.
they slowly figured out that you had to like stop on your way up. To,
Even
like,
when
really
you're not in the water.
Yeah.
The air bends.
Well, bends is when your blood gets basically bubbly
airbender.
because of the pressure
I just
changes.
think I guess I never thought about it being a dry
Well, they were dry
dry
under the
heat?
water, but it's, yeah.
Right.
The pressure thing, yeah.
Yeah, because like even with scuba diving, your lungs are dry. It's just filled with air under
Because
pressure.
they had pressurized rooms basically to build the columns. And so when they came out of those pressurized rooms, they were like their blood expanded basically and like
That's right.
bends.
Learning.
We need a science friend to help us with bins.
Sounds like it's you.
Sparkling blood.
Ooh.
It's not
Because it's in New York.
it's
so
not
it
the
can't be
bins unless
champagne
it's
blood.
made in the bins region of New York.
Anybody can write an opera.
Anybody can write an opera.
I was thinking, how great would it be to have a terror opera?
We should make an opera out of like The Wanderer.
Terror would be a good opera.
What would our opera Wanderer be like?
We just like get an abridged version and sing it.
I want the terror as an ice capade show.
The Terror on Ice.
The tubac on skis.
That would be amazing.
The Franklin Follies. Corgi and a spaniel meeting in a bookstore. They are so excited. The spaniel is wearing a sweater. It seems like a pee might happen on the floor of this bookstore, which would not be great. But I'm still happy I saw these two making friends.
Dog report.
Okay,
In
no
the South
pee.
Street.
We held it together. No pee.
Bookstore. McNally's.
McNally's, yeah. Cackling at.
Like Beavis and Butthead.
Amy, how was it meeting that corgi? 10 little legs. They tend to.
He didn't want to talk to me because I didn't have a ball.
He has his priorities in order.
I've never felt more rejected in my life.
Why don't you carry around a ball? You weren't ready.
The funny thing Amy said after that, Amy goes, dress for the job you want. But I had cut off the recorder. But it was so funny, I remembered it.
What bookstore are we in? Guys?
This is the McNally bookstore?
The McNally bookstore. Okay. Well, they have some familiar friends in here. They've got Travis Baldry. They've got T. Kingfisher, Alex Harrow, Amal El-Motar.
Name a
Who
woman.
else do they have? Oh, Ursula with a beautiful cover of The Dispossessed.
Travis Baldry. Oh, I know that.
I didn't know that either.
Ooh, that looks good.
Didn't know what?
It's a murder mystery. Ray Naylor with the Octopus.
Oh, yeah, there's Ray Naylor. Look at all these nice friends.
It's like when I drive down the highway and read all the signs.
Man, that Matthew McConaughey book, I heard an interview with him after that book came out or right before it came out. And he was just insufferable. He said, a green light can be something as simple as putting your coffee grounds in the coffee pot before you go to bed. So when you get up, all you got to do is press start on the coffee maker. And I was like, thank God you're wealthy. You earned it.
Is that Kevin
Oh,
wheezing
there's
behind
Babel.
you?
There's The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue.
Why do you guys hang out with me?
Oh, Clara and the Sun. My grandmother recommended that. She doesn't recommend things lightly, as we know. Handmaid's Tale. A cute little dog. Dog report. It's a beagle.
I always do this every trip. People like it. After Glasgow, multiple people were like, I loved the dog report.
Listen, lean into your brand, Lori. Lean into your brand.
Currently looking at a dog that is basically a small sheep on a leash. It is so cute.
Doesn't it like have any hair? It's got a little ponytail.
Look at you. What a cutie. It's got those twists, Amy, like those big dogs that are like mops and they're like
This
waterproof.
is a mystery. It took us a while to figure out.
No, it's got like long twists, and when it gets in the water, they sort of flatten out like a bath mat.
Actually, you could Shazam a dog.
You know what those dogs are called that they get in the water and they look like a bath mat? You know.
If only there was an internet database we could use.
You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Yeah, I can picture them from the Westminster Dog Show, but I don't know what they're called.
Let's Google.
Ah, there we go.
Wire-haired.
It's called a puli, a P-U-L-I. A puli, you know, a bath mat dog.
You know, for kids.
I just saw a Chihuahua, a little old fat one that looked like an actual Oreo Blizzard from Dairy Queen.
Well, there's nothing else to see in New York, so I'm really glad she was here.
Sometimes inner monologues are external monologues.
Everything is content, you guys.
Corgi. I saw a corgi.
Was it the same corgi from the bookstore?
No,
I
it was a
did
different
see that.
corgi.
It had tiny legs.
Oh,
It had tiny legs.
Tiny legs too.
Doing its best. This is your dog report. There goes another one. Medium size. Oh, it looks like a tall Benji. Whitney, what do you think about it?
Looked fluffy. Would pet.
Whitney, noted cat person.
Whitney said she doesn't like wiry dogs. She only likes to pet fluffy dogs.
Yeah, dogs that aren't soft.
Yeah.
They can't help it.
How does a Shiba Inu go?
Like a ghost?
Right, here comes two more. A little Chihuahua thing in a coat, a pink coat, and then just a friend that is so fluffy it doesn't need a coat. Oh my God, it's so cute. Look at the fluffy one. Ooh, so prancy. Oh my God, look to your right. Look, there's another dog. We're surrounded. Oh, they're so cute.
Why are they all medium sized? Do they gotta live in a
Oh, yeah, they live in a smaller
This
space.
is when we were
probably.
close to the World Trade Center.
I love that Shiba Inu.
I love
Whitney said it had a
Don't look
donut
up when
tail.
you can look down.
That had a very cute Shiba Inu that
I love that Shiba Inu.
I love
Whitney said it had a
talking to myself. You guys are talking back to me. You can hear it in the background. I wasn't just wandering the streets of New York talking to myself about dogs. You can hear Amy saying every dog with little legs is trying its best.
It was just trying its best. They don't walk too fast.
I'm just saying I agree with you. Obviously, it's true. They're trying their best. But I was not talking to other people.
I mean, I will say in their defense, every single one was a good boy. Like a very good boy.
I love
Whitney said it had a donut tail.
Ned had a very cute Shiba Inu that
Down the side of that building,
disappear.
they like repel.
Tragic story.
Holy shit.
Wait, what?
Now we're looking at graffiti that was not about a dog.
Oh yeah, there was
Like
graffiti
40
that was, like,
stories up or something.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
How they do that? You know something? They deserve the win.
Defying gravity.
We did a lot of extemporaneous singing on
Yeah.
this recording.
We were saying, well, because we went to a musical and the opera.
That's right.
Backpack dog. Kind of a big dog for a backpack, to be honest.
Was it
Like
a
the
husky?
dog was in a backpack.
Yeah. Somebody was wearing the backpack with a dog in it.
That's because a dog can't go in the subway unless it can fit in a bag.
That's right.
We were hoping to
creative.
see how people put the big dogs in an
IKEA,
IKEA
yeah.
bag. Yeah, I had a sharp eye for that. I didn't see a single Subway dog.
Yeah, same.
Look at this. Oh my God. Galloping. Look at them. They're playing fetch. Playing fetch by a boat. Oh my God. There's a tiny
Empirically, the
friend,
best fetch is fetch by a boat.
medium tiny friend, and a medium friend. Medium friend is very fluffy and it has a curly tail. My personal favorite kind of tail. Oh, our curly friend just did a big P on the sign for the Statue of Liberty tours. We are currently about to go
Dogs
on a
do not
tour of
respect
the
personal property.
Waver Tree, which is a tall ship, and also a tall ship. I cannot get over this shaggy dog. It is so cute.
I sound insane.
I think I noticed 3 dogs the entire trip.
Well, you weren't standing next to Lori then.
That's true.
You would have seen every dog.
Well, what I hope is happening is that the listener is laughing as hard as we are at me. Laugh at me. It doesn't have to be a with. It can be an at.
It's charming.
Oh,
Let's tee it up.
Actual content.
yeah. We saw the boat. We had a wonderful tour guide.
At the South Street Seaport Museum, where they have several boats.
It was delightful. We learned a great deal. She let me ask very stupid questions and answered all of them with grace and patience.
Her answers were so good. It really was one of the best tours I've ever been on. Every time we asked a question, she answered it in a way that I was like, oh, I understand that. I mean, it was just fantastic.
And the best part was, so it's a big old iron masted ship, which is rare. Usually masted ships are wooden, so this was a special boat. And then there was also a yo-yo convention on it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. There was a yo-yo meetup with all these, like, one of them was like a world-famous yo-yoer.
And it was called Playing Yo-Yo.
It was delightful.
She said that the one guy who yo-yoed past us had like a viral Vine or something.
And they filmed something like 20 years ago, and then they were coming back to do it again.
Yeah, and he like ran past us, and he was like, "Come play yo-yo with us," and we were like, "None of us know how to do a yo-yo."
He's like, "I'll teach you."
It was very cute.
It was very cute.
It was the kind of yo-yoing that you see on TV that makes it look like magic. Like it like goes up and down and sideways, and
And then like they make it go through the strings, not
It's
just
like
up and down the string.
it's like the Sally's Cradle or whatever.
That's me.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have some audio. After our tour, we were all meandering off the dock, and we asked if our nice tour guide would like to, or would be willing to, say something for the pod.
We just didn't want to let her go quite yet because it was such
We
a
loved
great
her.
experience.
Yeah.
We did love her. And a funny thing is that when I recorded all these little voice memos, I guess the phone just figures out what the subject of the conversation is about and it names the file. I didn't do that. One of them is Shiba Inu. And this one is called Poop.
Yeah, perfect.
Nice. Put my museum on the
All right, we're going to do a little tiny interview with our tour guide.
Man on the street.
Please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Hannah. It's nice to meet you.
Hi, Hannah. It's been so wonderful. I meant when I said that this was my favorite tour of all time.
Yay! Oh my gosh, that's so kind, you guys. I think you guys might be my favorite tour of all time. Don't tell anybody else.
friends.
Amy, what do you want
We're
to
telling everybody.
Give us your favorite boat fact.
Oh my gosh, that is just so hard in so many ways.
Give us any boat fact.
This is like Billy on the street. For $1, name a boat fact.
Okay. Sure. I guess the one that my kids talk about a lot is toilet history, right? I feel like that. We got a lot of people who come on board and want to know about the poop deck. So let's talk about that for a second. The back of the boat is the poop deck. It comes from a Latin word meaning back and a French word meaning back. But that's not actually where the bathroom was for a lot of sailors often. Instead, it's that unicorn horn right there called the head rig, right?
Okay.
Which is where the modern word for toilet on a boat comes from, the head, right? But
my
you
favorite
climb
fact.
out on the side, go into the ocean, and there's a number of reasons for that. Many have been debated, and one of the big ones is that sailors couldn't swim. So if you fall off, you have an entire boat to be saved. With the bathroom.
You're going to go buy the whole thing.
Exactly. And so everything is very strategic on board. But also similarly, there are some platforms as you climb up, and a lot of people like to call them fighting tops. But they are not fighting tops unless they have cannons or guns on them. Instead, they're working
fighting
tops
tops.
right there. And so a lot of boat parts are very specific to the use, but then they get passed down and we use them in our language, which is why I think that fact is interesting, because I think that the etymology of the language of how we get words for sailing and the ones that we use in popular culture in our own speech is just, we don't really know how they got to us, but it is fascinating, isn't it?
I thought you were about to tell us that those really tall ones were where they pooped off those two, and then it just went on everybody's heads.
No, that would be a really unfortunate time.
That's why it's a fighting deck.
Yes.
So the poop is just the poop in the traditional sense.
Like the back, yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Emmanuel, call in and tell us how to pronounce le poop.
It's also worth remembering too that when you pee off the front, the wind's coming from the back, so you're not peeing into the wind. It's going that way.
Practical.
Yeah. A lot of our culture and society is actually set up around the bathroom, so it's kind of crazy.
Thank you very much for that boat and poop fact.
Anytime.
Come visit the South Street Seaport Museum.
Yes, please do.
We have dozens of listeners.
Sorry, dog tags.
Geek out about dogs.
Look at his little fluffy tail. It's like a little mast with fluff.
That's Whitney.
Dust your
Oh, maybe I'll go buy a sweatshirt.
chandelier with that. Here we are. Maritime history. Gender inclusive, LGBT.
Oh, she was looking at books for us.
Yeah, she gave us a cool list of books.
And so it's cool. It's mostly history books, but
If you want it,
it
email us.
will list
All of those.
Oh, hell yeah.
hell yeah.
by different category, and there's just
This was our people.
The website.
So
Yeah.
unfortunately, I think this is a separate document, but I can email this to you. I don't.
And I
think
can
it's
email
very
it to you.
strange if you don't feel weird about that.
You can do it
No,
to
I
Hugo
feel
Girl
weird about
Podcast at Gmail.
Okay.
Thank you.
And the reason she shared that with us is because early on in the tour, she was saying that some ships would just they would literally hire anybody because the work was so terrible. And she was like, there were no qualifications. And then I, thinking I was very clever, was like, except be a man. And she was like, well, ma'am. She was like, there is a long history of women. And she also said there was, not the language we have for it today, but gender nonconforming people and trans people or people living as men who were working on ships. And so she was like, and I have a bibliography for you. And I a little bit knew that, but I think that the correction was well-founded.
It's nice to be told that.
Totally,
Nice
yeah.
to hear. I mean, because history probably didn't capture that much, if at all, and so going in and finding it and commemorating it and preserving it is really cool.
Yeah,
Doing
that's intense work.
Yeah.
You really got to try. I
Yeah,
bet.
you got to really want to do that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And she had the list of books is very long. So there's a lot of stuff that we'd be happy to share if you're interested. Anything else about New York?
New York.
We were there. We were singing. and looking at dogs.
I think that's all.
We went to 2 tiki bars. Y'all only went to one, but we went to one called Otto's Shrunken Head, which was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. And we also went to the oldest bar in New York.
Oh yeah, McSorley's Old Ale House.
With all the important tourist things. I had my first knish and it changed my whole life.
Now she's making them.
I wish I had a knish.
Knish was awesome. Just potato-y goodness.
A mashed potato in a pie.
Mhm.
Oh, I need that.
There's spinach ones, sweet potato ones, mushroom ones,
Ooh, sweet potato.
and the cherry and cheese one that Amy got was good too.
Cherry and cheese?
It was like some maraschino cherries
And some cheese.
and mostly cream cheese and sugar. And it was delicious.
Oh, that sounds like the little cream cheese and maraschino cherry sandwiches that they have in Winnipeg.
probably
very similar.
Probably very similar, yeah.
Every culture has its maraschino cherry and cream cheese thing.
Yes.
Okay, well, we went to New York.
We did it.
Good job, everybody.
You go, girl. You go, girl.